Hello, welcome to episode 9 recap. I'm Rick Szabo, one of the game players on Destination X, and this is my wife Sonia.
Hi.
She's driving. Is that normal in our relationship for you to drive?
Well, I do drive.
Yeah, you do drive. But on road trips, which we'll tell you where we're going in a second, normally I do most of the driving. But I'm injured. Remember that pickleball injury? Well, it's been 3 weeks and 1 day. And I still can't walk without a big limp. I did take my walking boot off yesterday.
Like permanently?
Well, I think so.
Oh.
I think permanently. It was hurting my heel. And it was preventing me from re-injuring it. But also, I needed my mobility. So.
Okay.
So where are we going? Where are we driving?
We are currently in Georgia, driving from Atlanta to South Carolina.
Middle of nowhere, Georgia. We're taking all these side roads to bypass Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's so green.
Yeah.
And it rains every day, like thunderstorms down south.
Yeah, every afternoon. Okay, let's get to it.
All right.
Destination X, episode 9, semi-finale, and...
There's 4 of us, all dudes, and I make it through.
Yay.
Going to the finale, top 3. Spoiler alert. Yeah. It's me, it's Pete, it's Biggie. I've been holding on to that information for months. I'm so excited. It's me and my buddies. Top 3.
Pete, Biggie, Rick are going to the finale.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, hold on. What's going on here? Oh, shoot. Hello. What the? That is what's going on in a roundabout. The gimbal is not happy. Hold on a second.
It's confused.
That's right. So it's me and my Secret Alliance partner, Peter, and my friend from day one, the OGs, Biggie.
Okay, let's start from the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
We see you guys put on the goggles, take them off, and bam, you're in Arizona.
What you've missed was we had to drive from Venice for hours heading west. I knew we were heading west. It was pretty obvious. But we were just shocked that Allie was gone.
Yeah.
Shane was sad.
Was he sad?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And he wanted to know what happened in the garden. Like,
Yeah.
how did Allie get out of the game?
Yeah.
I'm not going to...
didn't
No.
You didn't tell him?
It was Pete and I. Like, that's our information. They sent us there with their daggers. Why would you tell the person that's backstabbing you, I don't trust you, and now give him any clues? Heck no. No, it got real quiet.
Okay, so you're driving for hours
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're not talking.
It got real quiet with Shane and I. That's why you saw when we left the yacht, there wasn't much love with that hug.
No.
It was like, he blamed me for sending home his girl, and I did some showboating in St. Mark's Square when I did the bow with my tux on. He wasn't happy. So I didn't care. I was happy for him to leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back to Arizona.
Oh, sorry. Arizona. Take off the goggles. All right. But to get there, it was an ordeal. Like, we got off the bus blindfolded. We got put on these, like, 4x4 Jeeps. I don't know what they were, rock crawlers. And we had to, like, go super slow up and over this mountain.
Really? So when you were on these 4x4 Jeeps,
Blindfolded.
did you have any clue, well, A, that you were on 4x4 Jeeps?
Good question. We were in a super hard back seat of this. It was either a Hummer or a Jeep. I couldn't tell, but I could tell just by getting in and out. It was really high up, like
Open.
probably on.
Was it open?
No, they had doors. Yeah. So these are all the things that I was like trying to figure out. Where are we? And then they have to help us get off the Jeep. And I remember them holding on to me saying it's really rough terrain. There wasn't like a trail. We were like rock scrambling down into this gully. And it wasn't until we took off the goggles we were like, oh my goodness, we're in the bottom of this canyon. And
What?
like, I've done a lot of hiking in the national parks. It felt like you were in Grand Canyon area,
Yep.
in northern Arizona, maybe southern Utah, Zion, Boulder, Arches. It was that type of place.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was so confused. I didn't know that existed in Europe. Just like that sand desert that was in, was it in
Netherlands.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Production, like, they did a good job
Yeah.
finding really unique landscapes in Europe. Yeah, no idea.
Yeah. So did you know?
No, had no clue.
Pete seemed to know.
Pete said he recognized those peaks
Uh-huh.
from flying over as he was landing in Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he told me that.
Okay. So, they said that landscape was where they filmed spaghetti westerns.
That's right.
What the heck is a spaghetti western?
Okay. A spaghetti western is a genre of films made in Europe that were to mimic American westerns.
Oh. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So all the John Wayne films were made
In America.
in America,
Yeah.
in like the Painted Desert, and in
Yeah.
Arizona. So there's the European version of that,
Huh.
where they were filmed in Italy or in Spain to try to duplicate
Yeah.
filming in Arizona and Utah.
Right. Okay, so you take the goggles off.
Yeah.
And what was going through your mind when you realized that you're in something that looks like Arizona?
Well, first looking for clues. They had some clues set up. They had that there's no place like home.
That sign.
That sign
right
was there. They had the little radio that Jeffrey talked to us out of. I was looking for birds. Didn't see.
No birds?
No, like,
What? That would have been perfect.
it was a hot day. It was really hot. So there's a clue there, right? We're not in North France. We're definitely in the south.
Yeah. And so you thought France. Like, did you rule out any other
Oh,
countries?
I knew instantly that we were in the south of France.
Okay.
Yeah, I had just from how long we had driven, from leaving Venice, and you and I had been
I know, but we didn't
in
go to
Nice February last year. So
I know, that year.
that year.
But we didn't go to
We
the
didn't. No,
desert.
we took a train right through there.
I
but-
didn't see anything that looked like that.
It's very unique.
Huh.
I didn't think we were in Monaco because we've been to Monaco. It's such a tiny municipality, or principality, what they call it, and it's just the city, the casino, and the port. Like, there is no room outside of that border for a canyon like this.
Yeah.
And then they get us on horses.
Yes. So, horses. What was that about? Was that just to make it fun?
Well, you think they've done all these different modes of transportation, right? Helicopter. They've done, canoeing.
I see.
They haven't done
Oh.
horseback.
So it's like
They've
planes,
done bus.
trains.
Yeah, they've done train. They've done so many.
Planes.
Yeah, planes,
Yeah.
trains, boats. So I think they're just
Yeah.
trying to get all these different modes of
Gondola.
transportation. That's right. So
Helicopter.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thinking horses. Like, have I ever ridden a horse?
I mean, we have.
A few times.
Yeah.
Like in South Africa, there's a place called Lesotho, a little landlocked country, where the thing to do there is go horseback riding.
Yeah.
We did that there. And then growing up a few times, like somebody we knew had a horse, so like once or twice I've been on. Not very often. I am not one to like win any horse challenges. They had to teach us how to get on and off the horse,
Yeah, that's fun.
that's kind of cool.
Okay. So how long were you riding that horse?
Oh, we maybe went 10 minutes down a trail and then had to get off, look at my clue, and then wait for Pete to get back, and then back on my horse 10 minutes back. So it was like
Okay.
Not very long ride.
Yeah.
And this is where when Biggie got his bite, his
was
big.
it a bee?
I don't think it was a bee.
What?
A spider or a horse. I don't know. Some sort of fly that.
Oh.
I don't know.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really obvious.
He was so embarrassed.
Aww.
Oh, he was like so self-conscious about it the whole day and the next day. He's like, I want this to go away before the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it?
I can't remember. I think it does. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, we will.
So let's talk about those clues in the boxes.
Uh-huh.
We first see you opening up the first clue.
And we only have a few seconds to look at it.
Oh,
and they
really?
close the lid and we can't look again. So like I wasn't able to show Pete when he came back from his clue, my clue. So I'm memorizing those big rocks and then the 3 boxes, empty ring boxes. So there's not a diamond ring in there.
What did you say about rocks?
So those boxes of those rings were on top of rocks.
Oh, I missed that.
Right?
Okay.
And remember, Pete's shovels were on top of sand. So
Yes.
we were trying to figure out, all right.
Oh. Rocks. There's a clue right there. Rocks. Okay.
Who calls diamond rocks? I don't know.
Everybody, like, look at this big rock. I mean, you didn't get it.
I didn't get it.
Okay.
So I'm looking at these 3
Yes.
red boxes. That I know that they're for jewelry. They have the little slit, so I know they're for a ring. And it's monogrammed with the MM.
Yes.
And I'm trying to think, all right, empty box, MM, and I'm going through all the initials in Europe that would make sense. And so I'm thinking Marilyn Monroe. I'm thinking Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
Just like, I know they're not European, but I'm just
No.
thinking anything like word association. And I'm like, we're in the south of France. It could be Monaco. And so I'm trying to think, all right, so is one of the M's Monaco? You know, I'm thinking Grace Kelly because she's also, you know, the princess of Monaco famously. And so like maybe it's Madame Monaco. I'm trying my hardest. But I'm like, all right, maybe Pete's clue will help me decipher what this stands for.
So we know now it was just pointing to the word diamond.
Diamond.
And I have to say, just this morning, it finally hit me.
You figured it out?
They didn't explain it on the show, but I get it now.
Okay.
So
help me out. Because I'm dying to know.
I mean, it's still a stretch. If MM stands for Marilyn Monroe, which they said it does.
Yes.
And it's her 3 marriages. Like, who knows that? That's a pretty stretch of a fact. But she sings "Diamonds are a girl's best friend," right? Famously. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's why they
chose her.
Okay.
Okay.
Diamonds. So you had rocks, you had diamonds in her song title, and then you had the missing diamonds in the box, in the engagement box.
Okay.
I know.
You should be a clue maker for season 2.
I would not have done that because I just think it's too much of a stretch. It needs to be some sort of a little bit more obvious. I mean, you have 4 guys that you guys thought about these clues for what, like 12 hours or
all night,
like the whole day,
a day,
and you couldn't get it. None of you got it.
Now it'd be one thing if it was obvious to each person that I had diamonds, and if
you think so,
Biggie or Peter had spades, like.
But
you'd only come up with the deck of cards and Monte Carlo if you had maybe 2 or at least 3.
But you out of all 4 people knew every single.
I was the only
clue.
one that got all 4.
So if your theory was right, then that would mean that you should have got it.
I should have. I
didn't.
didn't. I didn't. And,
So
you know what? People watching the show with me last night, you know, my friends and family at like our little watch party, they instantly got it. They're like, "Oh, that's the 4 suits."
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, but you also, as you're watching the show, you got scenes of the roulette wheel. You got scenes of Shane saying artichoke hearts. Like, so like you got hints of what it should have been. Like, we were just on a horseback seeing golf balls.
Yeah, what is
We
that
didn't
mean?
see the yacht. We didn't see foreshadowing
In
of what's to
Arizona.
come. Exactly. Your mind is not at Monte Carlo at this moment.
Funny.
Ah.
Okay.
And then Peter's clue, right? Sand with 4 garden
Plastic.
trowels.
They were plastic, I guess. They look
Black plastic garden trowels. It wasn't a beach shovel. It was a garden trowel. Like what
Oh.
you dig your plants in your garden with.
A trowel. That's
Yeah.
what you're saying. It wasn't
Not a shovel. It wasn't a spade. It was a trowel. So we're trying to go through that, and we're going through sand. We're like, maybe it's the beach.
Because, like, would you use a spade to dig through sand, or should they have done, like, dirt instead?
I like that it was black because spades are black in the deck of cards,
Oh.
and my diamonds are red. I'm just
You
thinking
just
about that.
realized
I just
that.
realized that right now.
Oh.
But the golf balls were white, right?
Ah.
And the
Yeah.
artichokes were purple, and
Oh,
so
that would have been cool, though.
I know. Interesting.
Oh my
Left.
Oh,
Oops, sorry.
it does not look like. So then the golf balls, that one really bugs me because golf balls does not necessarily equate to golf clubs.
No,
They're quite
golf
different.
balls could as easily be golf course, golf tee, golf shoes, golf hat. If you're
Like
just saying
dimples.
golf is the first word of a 2-word association,
Okay.
how long does it take for you to get the golf club?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like it. And then artichoke hearts. That one is probably the closest word association because there's not many other things that goes with artichoke.
Wonder if there was 13 artichokes.
What is because of the number of cards in a suit?
Yeah.
No, I think Biggie counted all of his golf balls.
Oh, okay.
He counted them a couple
There's a
times.
bird.
Ooh, there's a bird. What's that? Hold on.
Oh.
2 of them. What is going on here? We got an egret, and
What was that big
I still see it flying. That's a big bird.
birding?
It's
the
carrying
here?
something.
Oh.
Oh, and it's being chased. There.
Oh, he's got a fish.
I think it's an osprey. That was cool.
It was brown though.
It was brown. Okay. Got distracted. Easily distracted by
Driving with Rick.
Enough of these clues.
Okay.
So can we also talk about the "There's no place like home" sign?
Yes,
All right.
because that.
Break it
is-
down for me, Sonia. Break it down for me.
So last time you made a spreadsheet. This time I had to ask AI.
What did you ask AI? What was your AI prompt, please?
Okay, so using all the letters in the phrase "there's no place like home," what European cities could be spelled with them?
Oh, I'm sure there's only one, and the answer is Monaco.
Right, and it has to be obvious. It was there the whole time. Well, guess what else you can name with it, according to my chat GPT? Nice.
Oh, that was close by.
How about this one? Rome.
Oh, also a good guess.
My favorite, though,
Uh-oh.
Milan.
Well, I think Shane chose Milan. He knew it though. So every one of us, all the cities we chose, were spelled by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
all
love
right.
how Jeffrey's like, they missed the big clue.
The biggest clue of all.
Maybe they saw the clue and they
We're
were
turning
like,
right here.
clearly,
Oh,
clearly it's Nice. Because
Awful.
I see those letters.
the only thing that'd be better if it also spelled canned. Wow.
It might actually. I mean,
Ah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Somebody
Okay,
comment
there's no
below.
place like home. Yeah. Not good. All right, so fast forward.
Okay, so after that whole debacle, you guys go back to the bus, you sleep. Hold on.
Yeah.
You,
We decide if we're going to share clues or not.
yes. And you talk to Pete.
Pete and I share.
Yep.
Biggie and Shane share. But while Pete and I are talking, Biggie tells Shane, boy, they're whispering in the back. surely Rick's not sharing his clue with Peter. They don't share clues, do they?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But they said no.
No, of course not. Rick wouldn't share with anybody. Yeah.
Rick's the lone wolf. He's been the lone wolf from day one.
Rick doesn't have any friends.
Nobody likes Rick. And then Becky asks you, hey, what was your clue?
Yeah.
He tells you what his is.
That's right.
Golf balls. And you tell him what yours are.
Oh, I tell him the truth. So I had to decide if I was going to lie to anybody and what would the lie be. And for some reason, I'm like, pine cones is what came to me. But not just pine cones. I had to go one step further and make it, no, they're pine cones painted white, because that's more believable. Don't know why, but that's what I went with. And that's what I sold to Biggie. And I thought I was in the clear. I thought my lie wouldn't come back to bite me.
But what happened?
Well, so now I've got 3 of the 4 clues. Well, fast forward, we'll jump right to the end of the episode. Yeah. Jeffrey, on the back of the boat, right before the episode ends, the 3 now finalists, Jeffrey's kind of bragging on how smart he is on all the clues and telling us how Monaco was revealed to us through these 4 clues. And he asks us on the spot what was in our box. And as soon as he asked that question, I went, oh no. And I have about a nanosecond to decide what answer am I going to give. Okay. And I thought about just saying, nope, I don't want to tell you. I want to keep that to myself because that might help me in the finale. But Jeffrey was adamant on telling us why it was Monaco. And he wanted to show how smart he was. So he was going to say it was clubs, diamond, heart, spade. And how do pine cones make it to be diamonds? They don't.
Yeah.
So he would have said, that's not right.
Right.
So there was no way of me getting out of my lie to Biggie. So I admitted it.
So, poor Biggie. Has he
Biggie.
Like, did he text you when he saw that last
night? I had to do damage control on that bus that night.
Yeah.
Because he now knows that I lied to his face. So let's see what happens next episode if they air that.
And let's just remember, like, he lied to Ty back on the episode that she got out of, right?
We're all playing.
It is part of the game.
An information game, right? And we knew if everyone has the information and there's a tie, you don't want to be in a tiebreaker situation. So I was gathering information and I wasn't sharing. So.
Yeah. Somebody, I think on Reddit, said, oh, I bet Rick lies to his wife all the time.
If you're this good at lying, you must be a serial liar. Where are you going with this?
Rick, do you lie to me?
Never.
Yeah, I mean, I could ask you that. But actually, I don't. I have to say that I don't know you to lie to me at all. And we've been married for 25 years and together for longer, but no, Rick is not a liar. He's not the kind of person to come home and say, oh, I bought white pine cones. I promise you. No. But I'm starting to think that maybe you lied to me when we're playing game.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm on to you.
Well, if we're playing Catan and you're like, all right,
yes,
I'll trade you 2 wheat for a rock. Nope, don't have any.
Exactly.
When I'm playing a game, I'm a different person.
Yeah.
I am cutthroat game player. Whatever it takes to win. Within the rules. Loosely.
On to you, Rick.
So fast forward. Now Jeffrey makes us place our X's after only one challenge. We've never done that before. And that surprised us so much.
Was your heart like just racing out of your stomach? No.
Well, yeah.
Out of your
But I was also kind of happy because I thought Pete and I had a better chance than those two at placing an X.
Right.
Because of his approach to Nice Airport, knowing that we were in that area, and because we had the anchor clue, right? The looking ahead, which told us we were near water, near a port. So we were going to be in the south of France at a port city. If it wasn't Monaco, it was going to be Nice or Cannes or anywhere in that area. So we were like, let us do it.
Yeah. Okay. But of course there was a catch.
Whoever's furthest away.
It wasn't your final X or placement. So you all put your X's down. You put yours in Cannes, right? And so did Pete. And then Biggie put his somewhere in
that area,
but farther away. And then Shane put his in Milan, actually in Italy. Wow, which was hilarious.
Oh yeah, he told us he's so far away. He was going.
Oh,
yeah.
But like, it just means that he wasn't tracking the sun even.
No. Well, he maybe he thought he was. If he didn't know which direction we were going, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Or he doesn't know his geography.
I think it exposes how much he was relying on Ali and Biggie in the alliance to tell him where they are. And I don't know if Biggie, stopped sharing with him in the final four to, they were bros until it was 1v1. I don't know.
Then you put your goggles on again.
That's right.
Bam, you're on a yacht.
With new clothes on. True. With our fancy clothes. I was excited to wear that outfit. That was fun. Yeah.
And with Jeffrey, that looked amazing. Were you guys moving around the whole
time? No, we weren't. I think we were anchored out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's your clue. Anchored.
Good point. Yeah. But it was so good. No, we weren't anchored. We were driving. I think we drove out to where we played the roulette, and then they stopped.
Okay, so you drove, then the game happened where they were stopped. Nice. And again, you had champagne.
Yeah. So you'll notice they had prop bottles of champagne with the X logo on it. And they only had like 2 bottles, but I kept drinking the wine. I don't think we were supposed to. Like, we'd toasted, but then I was like, this is like some of the first alcohol I've had in a month. And maybe I drink more when I'm nervous, but I gulped it down so much that they had to open the second bottle of champagne because they always wanted to have it at the same level so that each take looked the same. But I kept drinking it, so they had to keep topping it up. And then they had to open the other bottle, and I'm like, trying to keep my wits about myself, but also trying to get a little taste of champagne.
Yeah. What did you think of that roulette game? Once it was explained that if you got the right color, if you predicted the right color, then you would end up choosing whether to move your X or somebody else's X.
I hated the game because I liked where I placed my X. And I thought this whole premise of the game is, do you know where you are? And now it's leaving it up to luck and the spin of a roulette wheel. I can't control that. And I'm a little bit sometimes a control freak if I don't know the rules, or I don't know. I don't like it being up to luck to win $250,000. Like, I want to have some control, and I had to give that away.
It could have gone really wrong.
It could have.
I mean, especially because Shane's was so way out there.
Yeah, so we know that we assumed Biggie knew where he was, but we assumed also Shane was far away. So you kind of know 3 of the 4 X's. But my first spin of the roulette, I guessed black. I got black. And I chose to move my ex closer. That's what I said, because I wanted people to think that I didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like, oh,
thank goodness.
I need to move mine closer because it's pretty far away. I had no idea we were near water.
Yeah.
So that nobody would want to trade X's with mine because mine's really far away, like Shane's. So that
was clever.
Clever,
Yeah.
but.
And then we don't have to rehash how the whole thing went down, but in the end, Biggie's got moved closer and Shane was still further away.
It was no, Shane and Biggie were tied.
Yes.
And third, and then it all came down to Biggie's last spin, and he got to be 50 miles closer.
I love how he was so relieved, and you could just see him sitting there like just so happy.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he was rooting for him to win and Shane to go home.
Yep. Well,
yeah.
I mean, when you get down to the end, you kind of have to do that.
Yeah. Well, he also could have chosen to move somebody further away and put Peter and I further away than them two.
Yeah. And then what, tie? Oh, yeah.
And then,
one person.
Yeah, whoever one of us gets further away loses. So he never thought about playing defense. It was all about making him win, which I would have done the same thing in his position.
Yeah, to make sure that
you win.
Yeah. But those cards were still guesswork, because you didn't know if you chose the pile that says move your ex. You don't know if that's going to be to your advantage or not. So it was luck.
It was a hard game.
Yeah. In the end, Shane's out. Biggie, Pete, and you are going to the finale, which is the last episode of Destination X.
What I loved is when Shane had to leave on the dinghy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What?
We got to watch him. The dinghy came up and took him away, and we got to enjoy time on the yacht. The three of us, the finalists, with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah. And am I allowed to say this? Shane and Biggie each smoked a cigarette with Jeffrey Dean.
Oh.
On the back of the boat. They bummed a cigarette off him. That was kind of cool. Like, how kick-ass is that? Oops.
Yeah.
I didn't. But it was cool. That was probably when we got to know each other the most with Jeffrey. We talked about being from Seattle, him and I, and rooting on the Seahawks. So yeah, it was a good time to just chill, relax. And we knew we were in Monaco, so there was no more goggles, no more gameplay. Yeah.
Okay. Isn't Pete from Seattle too?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's from Seattle.
So the three of you.
Yeah.
So now you're on to the finale.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the finale?
Not much. I don't want to spoil any of it.
No.
But I know it's me with my secret alliance.
Yeah.
Pete, which might be ruined now because of getting caught in the lie with Biggie.
Yeah.
But also, Biggie and I have been working together since episode 1. So like I'm right in the middle with my two buddies.
Oh.
I'm feeling good. But also Pete's feeling good because he's got me and he feels like it's 2-on-1 against Biggie. And I don't know. I think Biggie's just worried about the bug bite. Oh.
His daggum bug bite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. By the way, how many daggums were in that episode?
Yeah. I don't know. I think someone on Reddit said 15. I wasn't counting, but that's.
But I think they should have a drinking game.
Yeah. Maybe in the finale, we'll do a drinking game. Every daggum, we get a shot. What would we use a shot? What would we take a shot of? Tennessee whiskey?
Chattanooga
Uchi? Is that a drink? A drink? I don't think so.
Chattanooga chocolate milk.
Yeah. I got to give Biggie a call and say, sorry for lying about the pine cones. I feel bad.
Yeah. Well, you feel bad because it's on national TV now. And everybody's like, he is a snake.
He is a snake. There's good reasons why I'm a snake, and that's one of them.
if you're watching this to the end,
Yeah.
wow.
Thank
And
you.
also, we'll let you know that there is going to be a finale in-person watch party in our hometown, Picton. And we're inviting anybody who wants to go. It's hosted by us. It's a private party. But if you want to see it live with Rick for his reaction, how it turns out, you're welcome to come. We'd love to have you. Just send us a message or follow Rick on his Instagram page. We'll share some things about that.
Yep.
But we'd love to have you. We'd love to meet you. So come on.
Yeah.
Come to Picton.
That'll be a fun party. No matter what happens, we'll have a good time.
Yeah.
All right. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you for your support. If you're watching it on YouTube, hey, join my Patreon. You can watch these reaction videos earlier than anybody else, and you have access to me for Q&As. I answer the questions almost immediately for my Patreon people.
I guess we just have one more.
One more. Next week. Finale.
Okay.
All right. I'll still take your money, though. Yeah.
Yeah, keep paying.
Yeah, keep paying my Patreon. I need that. It buys me my Starbucks. All right. Thanks. Bye.